Okay, YouTube, this is going to be a video on whatever. I don't know, there's a video. I posted some comments earlier. I don't think it was the guy that was posting the video over an issue, and it just glitched. Pretty much YouTube is just glitching, and I can only leave a short comment. Fuck. Can only leave a short comment, because of YouTube glitching. And also, fuck me, these goddamn pop-ups. I could also only leave short comments, and then I was preparing to make this video, and of course, the back of one of my teeth chipped off, but it was a small tooth, and it's not something I'm caring about, or obviously I care about it, but I'm not having a panic attack over it like usual. I have a lot of issues with my teeth. I have issues with physical health, mental health, and everything else. My life sucks, and I'm really just trying to find the will to even make this stupid fucking video, but I'm trying. Anyways, let's make this damn video. I'm using a new set of source material really for this video. I'm using secular talk is my source material, not Alex Jones, because like I said, I'm just tired of that. So I went to Secular Talk's YouTube channel. I'm not even sure if he has a website, but I just used his source material. And I didn't watch much of his videos. I'm trying to have my own opinions here. I watched a little bit just to get a basic drift of things, to know certain information. And if I misrepresented his views in any way or misreported any of these issues, then please do tell me. I need to know, and I don't mean to do that. And you should, if you care enough about that, then you should tell me in the comment section. So, let's see. Can you fire LGBTQ people? Can you fire LGBTQ people just because they're LGBTQ, pretty much? And it went over how LGBTQ people, or gay people, transgender people, so forth, have won a string of victories since, or in the years since, really 2012, with them winning the right to marry, adopt children, and so forth, and also how national support or national acceptance is at an all-time high for LGBTQ people, and those are all very good things. But then it goes over a source of resources of gay people, and a series of gay people that were fired for being gay in the SCOTUS, and I'm not sure if that's Trump or who. I'm not really sure what the fuck a SCOTUS is. But the point is, I don't know if it's a scrotum or what. The point is, they're supposed to decide who can get married, or rather, if you can fire them, or why you can fire them. And I don't see how in the hell this isn't just straight up fucking discrimination against LGBTQ people. So that's a bit disturbing. And then they go into detail, or rather, they go into detail about just different things. And they talk about one person, I guess it was a male, that was identifying as a female, and then he was fired, or they fired him from his job because supposedly that's not God's plan or design. It's against God's will, or against God's word, or something like that. Well, you know what else is against his word? If you ever actually bothered to read a damn thing Jesus said, it's also against God's will to judge other people and set yourself up as God to judge them. And that's exactly what you just did when you fired a person because they were transgender. So who's really committing the bigger sin there, transgender person or you? So of course the answer to this is no. This is an obvious discrimination issue. You can't fire a person because they're a lesbian, a gay person, a bisexual person, a transgender person, or a gender queer person. You cannot fire someone for those reasons. They have a right to have jobs and to have the same jobs you have, or that you do. So there's that. Sanctimonious Ellen DeGeneres. Hey, listen, everybody. Hey, let's dance. Aren't you happy? The economy's falling to shit. I can't talk for cars racing in the background, but hey, happy. The economy's falling to shit. They're fucking wars every day. People are being blown up. Your children are dying in Iraq. Yay, let's dance. Hey, Obama, dance with me. Hey, this is a whore propaganda TV show. Anyway, she thinks war crimes, I guess, are a disagreement. And as much as I support LGBTQ rights, she did kick a person off her show one time for saying something about the gay issue. And I'm not saying I disagree with that so much as I disagree with that. So apparently that is not a disagreement, but it is a disagreement whether or not we should, or of whether or not George Bush should be able to launch Scud missiles at fucking kindergartens and blow up children. That's not a real issue. That's just a disagreement. That's not something that makes him a war criminal, war hawking, warmongering motherfucker. And you think Bush is better than in Hollywood and the entire Western and East Coast establishment? It appears thinks that Bush is a better president than Trump. I remember when George Bush was president, and he was a complete fucking murderous scumbag. So that's bullshit. And she is also the same person that thought it fit to have Sandra Bullocks on her show. Bullocks, if you don't know, also means balls in fucking England. So yeah. But anyways, it was a good idea to have her on their show to admit that she uses lotions made out of children's forest skins, as she said, largely from South Korea, to make herself look younger. So you talk about preying on and feeding off of the young in the worst way possible. And that was okay. And then when the people, regardless of their view of genital mutilation, still thought this was really creepy and gross and spoke out against it, she turned off the comments, or her YouTube channel turned off comments so we couldn't speak about that, because they want to have total control of the narrative. And as I heard Anne Rice once say when she was complaining about female genital mutilation and people like me brought up male genital mutilation, they did the same fucking thing. And I like Anne Rice, and she's a creative person, but she did the same damn thing because she didn't want to accept male genital mutilation as a problem, or admit that maybe she probably did something wrong in her life. So all of a sudden we're hijacking her forum where we can't talk about that because this is all about female genital mutilation. That would be like me talking about male genital mutilation, not allowing you to talk about female genital mutilation and saying you hijacked my forum. No, you can talk about whatever you want because it's supposed to be a free fucking country, and it's on subject matter. It's on the topic. It's of topic. It's of subject. It's on the subject. But anyway, this fucking idiot thinks war crimes is a goddamn disagreement. Well, I tend to disagree with you. Moving forward to something more relevant than an idiot that dances around at 5 o'clock because he gets paid to. Billionaires now for the first time in 100 years are paying lower taxes than the middle class, pretty much, than the workers. And let's see if I want more about this. Yeah, the 400 richest families pay a lower class rate tax rate than the middle class. I thought I wrote more. I guess not. But anyway, they pay, I think it was 24% or 23% rather, while the middle class pays 24% of income. So even though they have more money proportionally in percentage, they're paying more money than what they need for shit they don't need. And they're not paying their taxes like the rest of us. They're paying less taxes, even though they're filthy fucking rich. So they're being rewarded essentially just for being rich, and the rest of us are being punished, not because of hard work, but because of actual income. That makes sense. Dr. Oz defended Medicare and Medicaid, or Medicare for all. And it's also important to note that Dr. Oz is against genital mutilation, by the way, or circumcision. The same thing the whores at Fox News, and I think possibly on the same show or at around the same hour of the day, tried to hawk and whore about a month ago. They try to promote genital mutilation of infants or circumcision of infants. And these same people that are against Medicare for all and healthcare for all wanted to cover that once again with your tax dollars, regardless of your opinion of that or my opinion of that. And now these idiots cut off Dr. Oz, who, by the way, like I said, is against that, because he pretty much told them, you should take care of people who may be dying or have general illnesses and sicknesses, and we should be taking care of the sick in this country. So that's nice. Very goddamn respectful Fox News to... Very damn respectful Fox News to cut off actual doctors who are trying to tell you about health issues because you care so much about health science and nature and who's what gender and transgender people. And then you cut off a doctor trying to tell you about Medicare because you know so much more than him. But then you want to lecture the rest of us. Well, fucking great, Fox News. Wonderful people. Why don't you bring out your crack Dr. Drew Pinsky, by the way, Why don't you bring out your crack Dr. Pinsky, who works with Adam Carolla, so he can promote genital mutilation and vaccinations and over-vaccination and tell people to go to rehab? Like, we don't already know that if you have a disease. And then once you get to rehab, he can send you to a religious institution, because that's what the cure for rehab pretty much is in the end. They end up telling you that. So instead of just telling you, gee, go to church, because that's what they end up telling you anyways, he's going to goddamn scam you and con you and shake you for every dollar he can get, just to end up telling you the same thing a fucking priest would tell you. Good to know. Fuck me with these damn pop-ups. These damn fucking pop-ups get old, you know? But it's interesting. He wasn't the doctors I was talking about. He wasn't one of them, rather, but he is a complete crack doctor. He's a complete crack. And if you want to know the kind of doctors they look to tell you what to do on your fucking make-believe, fake fucking whore television networks, that's it. That is what they do. Lauren Ingram defends for-profit prisons. The same for-profit prison that has put millions of fucking people in prison, often for non-violent and victimless. The same non-for-profit, non-violent criminals, they put not for-profit prisons and put victimless criminals that committed victimless crimes and non-violent crimes in prison, and put them in there in some cases for years at a time, many years, and often give them longer sentences and build more prisons and keep people in there longer to make more money for rich people that we end up paying in our tax dollars anyways. She defends these for-profit prisons that don't really relieve the tax burden, and has put millions of fucking people in prison that don't need to be in there, and has turned millions of innocent people, or people that are close enough to innocent, into criminals, and often violent people, and has led to the rape of people and everything else who should not be in fucking prison. She supports that, by the way, just so you know, your Fox News fucking libertarian people, the constitutionalists, they're so fucking pro-constitution, they throw people and non-violent people in fucking prison to die in there, and die in dungeons. And I guess that's just supposed to be fucking okay. And then you end up carrying the budget, carrying the check for that anyways. No, you should nationalize and federalize these fucking prisons, and it's bullshit that anyone would disagree with that. And that's what fucking Republicans are all about. They're goddamn scam artists. And finally, Never Coming Home. I would like to play a My Chemical Romance song, Ghost of You, and if I had $1 to my name, I would. But I can't even make a proper video with a long payoff the fucking copyright fees, so let's just pretend you're hearing that in your name, but no, hearing that in your mind, rather. But no, this is about people in the military that thought they were coming home from Syria, and they're actually being re-registered and sent to Iraq and Afghanistan and other countries. And many of them are being sent to Saudi Arabia, being deployed to other places to fucking fight wars there. So they're not actually coming home the way that the Republicans and people like Alex Jones and Trump and the libertarians and people made it sound like. No, they're just being sent to another part of the world to continue fighting more wars that don't end, and that we have been fighting for fucking decades, and probably to grow opium in fucking Afghanistan to continue selling. It's a bunch of shit, and you know, that's all any of this is about. And I guess Trump didn't really bring the troops home. So for all the Republicans that thought Trump really did you right, I guess he didn't. Anyways, that's it. And I want to give credit to Secular Talk for these stories that I got a lot of this information from. And he has a really good channel, and I don't know if he would even like me. He probably hate my guts, but I'm just saying he's a smart guy and I like him. Fuck. But anyway, the point is, I like Secular Talk. He's a smart guy. I really like him. And Jimmy Dore is another guy. I guess associated with, or at least formerly associated with, the Young Turks. I guess he still works on them. I don't know. But Jimmy Dore does a pretty good show a lot. And I like Secular Talk, and they do a pretty good show. I keep forgetting to really remember the guy's name. But Secular Talk on YouTube is a really good show, and I like the guy. You should really go check him out and see his stuff. And he's a liberal, a real liberal, and he talks about real issues. And he's not one of these pseudo-liberal progressives or regressive, as he calls them, regressive Democrats. He actually talks about real issues. And I would suggest that you go and look up his material and his content, because that's where I got a lot of my source material, and he goes over a lot of stories. And I mean, that's very good. So that's about that. He's 666.